It's a new day, Noonan. Yes, it is, and I am the batty daddy, the boy who does not like koi ponds. Which, I don't know if I've ever seen a koi pond. That's not true. Oh, I tried to have a koi pond. I think. I think I tried to have a koi pond. I had big fish, and I tried to put them in a pond in my backyard because I had built a man-made pond. And I thought, boy, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some fish, and I'm going to put them in there, and I'm going to take care of them, and I'm going to have a little fish pond. But little did I know that that is really difficult, and fish die all the time. It's not just goldfish. Fish just die. If you have a fish, a pet fish, that has stayed alive for more than 3 months, you're a liar. You're a stinky, stinky boy liar. Anyways, it's Harold here. Today, I was going to talk about work and the jobs that I've had, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I think what we're going to do is we're going to talk about mental health today, because what I see, a lot of what's going on, number one story on the Noonan Times is about Coweta Cares and the rising mental health needs. Looking to start 24/7 service. I've seen 2 or 3 deaths in the last week, maybe 2 weeks, that were mental health related. That would be suicides. And so my brain is on it more than usual. My brain is always on it a bit. I suffer from bipolar. I suffer from depression. I suffer from anxiety. I'm a type 1 diabetic, which probably means I don't suffer from any of those things. My blood sugar is probably not doing very good today. But I have been diagnosed and I have dealt with it. God, and I don't know what the advice is that will work. For me personally, I don't know what will work. It feels like we're getting way too serious right off the bat. So trigger warnings just throughout this whole episode. Maybe I should have done that at the beginning. We will talk about mental health today. And I love seeing the outpour of support for mental health crisis management, and I don't love seeing it, but it makes me happy that so many people, when they hear about a mental health death, it's such an open discussion now, and everybody wants to help, and they want to find a way to help. It's really hard to help it. Like I said, I've been struggling for, I don't want to say all my life, but around the time I got diagnosed with diabetes, which was, I was 22, but I started getting sick around the age of 19, and I didn't know why, and it took a long time before I figured all that out. It took an emergency room hospital stay before I started figuring out all that kind of stuff. And the first time I wanted to take my own life, I was about 21 years old, 21. Second time was not much longer after that, and both the other 2 times were in the last 2 years. So I have gone and sat down with a plan and written out a letter and was completely ready to do it all 4 times. Twice I was literally stopped. Another 2 times I was able to talk myself down from the proverbial ledge. Is that the word? Proverbial? Proverbial? I don't know. And there's definitely things people can say and do that help. Saying I'm here for you actually does make a difference. But it can't just be hearing it one time. It's got to be a commitment. Having someone here for me as a commitment makes a big difference. I have a wonderful girlfriend right now who is a partner in a way that I've not experienced before. I've had relationships I've had good relationships in my past. I'm not gonna say that every relationship I've ever had was bad, and the only person who is ever good to me is my current girlfriend. That would be a lie. But she talks to me in a way that I've never been talked to before when it comes to mental health. There's just so much care put into every single word. She never makes me feel like what I'm doing is being selfish. She never makes me feel like what I would be doing would be, or what I'm saying is wrong. It's just that there are other options and stuff. She's never like, you're wrong for saying that. You're wrong for doing this. You're wrong for struggling right now. Don't say those things. That's being selfish. You need to go talk to a therapist. You need to go do this and this and this. While she gives advice, and the advice sometimes is go to therapy and stay on your medicines and stuff like that. When we're actually talking about my struggles, everything pauses and like the world, it's like everything slows down. And the only conversation is that conversation between me and her. And I've not had, and maybe I have had that commitment throughout my 35 years, but I can't think of anyone that has ever spoken to me like she speaks to me. Her conflict management and her kindness is something I've never had before to this level, and it is. So I guess the first thing I'm saying that really helps is talk to my girlfriend about it. But no, that wouldn't be reasonable. You have to find, if you want to make a difference in somebody who's struggling with suicidal thoughts, to me, it starts with really being there for them. Like being able to put everything down and coming in person, face to face. That face to face makes such a difference. For starters, you know they're safe. You could read body language. You can touch if they are comfortable with being touched, which, baby, I am always comfortable being touched. There's so much you can do in person. So I would say in person makes such a difference. Get in person when it comes to these things. Touch makes such a difference. Having friends that, if your friends say they want to be there for you, test it. Maybe test it is the wrong way of wording it, but see what they mean by that. See if be there for you means talk to you on chat, which is good too. I have a whole social circle that is just my mental health social circle. But it does not beat someone who you can get comfortable crying in front of. But if you have people who say they're here for you and they want you to talk to them and they want to hear from you, try it. Write out something long. This is another thing that I have done a lot of, is I will write out something that I intend for someone that I really trust and I care about. A long thing about everything I'm struggling with, and then I'll copy it and I'll say, you know what, I'm gonna share this with more people because I need a bigger support system and I need more people to help me out right now. And I will send it to, I have my guy circle, have my best friend, have my girlfriend, I have my family, and I'll send it to a bunch of people. And I'll let a bunch of people know this is seriously what's going on with me. This is seriously how bad I am doing right now. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And I don't ever regret doing that. I've done it probably 100 times where I've sent out a big text to a friend and always glad I did it. I've never had once where they've taken it and they've used it against me, or they made me feel like they didn't care at all. There are plenty of them. Plenty of friends that I think we're all going to have that are going to give advice that we're going to be like, you know what, I know that doesn't work for me. But I think the important thing to remember is that those people are trying and those people do care. And what you need right now, if you're struggling with really strong mental health concerns, is to build people that truly care, that you know that they truly care. Right now, I think I have about 6 or 7 people, and that's so many because you really just need one. Because the number one would be my girlfriend, then probably my mother. Those would be my first 2, and those are ones that I think most people if you're listing off the people that you feel most comfortable opening up to with your mental health, probably a family member and your lover would probably be really high up on that list. But then I've got guys that are just guys that I've reached out to and said, recently on Facebook, I posted, hey, I have some mental health stuff. I need some guys to talk to. And five guys reached out. 5 guys. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I accidentally am being hilarious in this serious episode. 5 guys reached out to me and they're like, hey, I'm here to talk. Hey, I struggle too. Hey, let's talk. There are people that you would be shocked, I am sure, in your life that would want to reach out and talk to you. So it's about building a support system that, yeah, they're not going to be able to be there all the time. Right now, I have not spoken to another person in 3 hours. We're at 3 hours of me not having anybody to talk to. And, okay, me choosing not to talk to anybody. It's not that I don't have anybody. It's that people are busy. People have their lives. But I know that if I messaged any of them, they would show me that they cared. They would respond to my messages. And that's not because I am this incredibly special person that is so different and only I am going to get those kinds of responses. It's because people genuinely love other people. I know we get mad and I know we lose our temper, which is the same as getting mad, so I just described the same thing twice. But people like to be connected, People like to give advice. People like to know that they made a difference in someone's life. There are definitely people in my life that I thought would be there for me forever, and I thought they really cared about my mental health. And it turned out that they didn't. That does happen. It turns out that they think about what they can get from you, or you hurt them, or they hurt you, and that's normal. That's a normal part of living. All that happens as well. But then you got to keep trying. God, I lost almost my entire social circle about 1.5 years ago. Partly because the group was one that gossiped, and I wasn't standing up for myself and clearing the air. And when I would do it out of anger, and I would do it mad at everyone for not coming to me and talking to me first before they heard gossip. Like, I would stay out of their business and be like, if they're going to gossip about me, then they must not care about me. But then the times when I got in their business, I was a dick. And so I made myself a person that wasn't one that a lot of people wanted to be friends with. I don't think I deserved to lose as much as I did, for sure. I think I needed some grace, and I think I needed a lot of my best friends, to be patient. But this was going through a time of my divorce, and it was really hard. I was lost a job, and I was getting a divorce, and I had all this. This was before I knew I had bipolar. I was going through a really, really hard time, but those people had to take care of themselves too. And so I have worked hard on understanding that the social circle that I did lose came from a place of them both taking care of their own mental health and me letting them down, and that there's kind of a toxic culture in the world still. So a combination of all those things, a bit of unfair stuff, a bit of totally fair stuff, and a bit of stuff that I can't understand because that's just other people taking care of themselves, all combined together, I lost a lot. And I really struggled. Like last summer, I went to a hotel, and that was the last time that I did, not last summer, summer of 2023. I went there with the plan to take my own life, and I brought the stuff I would need to do it, and I didn't tell anybody what hotel I was in at first, and I brought something to write with, and while I was there, I just thought, and I thought, and I thought. My mom was so scared. My wife at the time was so scared. My best friend was so scared. My brother was scared. He came and found me. He just drove around until he could find my car. And I don't know what would have happened if he wouldn't have done that. And he's not someone who I would have counted in my social circle. But he was willing to drive and look for me and just drive and look for me. And my best friend just kept texting me and just texted through the entire thing. And if it wasn't for those two, I don't know that I would be here right now. Because I was doing really bad. I had lost so much. And I got this ring that I wear all the time. It's a little semicolon, which means continue. And it's got a number 4 on it, which is the amount of times I plan to take my own life. And it's just a reminder to stop at 4 for me. And I think that's something that helps a lot too, is you are strong if you are still here. You have made it. Even if life isn't perfect and exactly how you thought it would be, you have survived this life. And you need to remind yourself of the fact that you were able to survive it. Oh, my cats are fighting. They said, we don't want to survive. We're going to war. We're going to cat war. So I think that's another really important thing that you can do is just remind yourself. Find ways to remind yourself over and over that you did survive and that you're strong. I see this ring. It's right next to a ring that my girlfriend gave me, which looks like the sky and the sun. Because we have nicknames for each other that have to do with that. And they sit next to each other and they clink. And I see both of them all the time, and I love them. Sorry about this. But I do remind myself that, life is fucking hard, and I don't like it most of the time. But I could not put my kid through it. And anytime I thought I had nobody, I had somebody. Sometimes I had to be brave, and I had to reach out and say, look, I messed up, and I need help, and I need people. And I just need somebody to reach out to me. And it's always worked. And there's always been someone. And I have my best friends. And I have my girlfriend. And I have my family. And I have my daughter. And I have my mother. And I have my brothers. And I have my father. And I have me. That's the hardest one. But the one that's most important is I have to live with me. And I have to live with all my problems. And all my mistakes. I can't go back and redo anything. And there are times when I hate me. Oh my God, I think I'm just the worst. And I've done so much damage and I don't deserve chances anymore. That I've run out. It's just too much pain in my brain and in my body. But then something will happen and it will be a memory that I want to take pictures of, and I want to take videos of, and I want to journal about it because it was something so exceptional. And if I was gone, I would just be gone. And I wouldn't get to do any of this. And I don't know how that's advice. I know that that's just what I'm thinking, and that's what I do when I record this podcast is I start recording and I start talking and I start thinking. Sometimes I think and talk, sometimes I talk and think, baby. But I always spank, if you know what I mean. Humor. I don't feel well, and I haven't felt well in a long time. But that doesn't mean I'll never feel well. And it doesn't mean other people don't love me for when I don't feel well. I think I'm loved no matter what. It's not always from who I want it from. But it's always from someone I need it from. We're at 20 minutes. Not sure what else to talk about. Let's see, let's think. I got bingo! Y'all, Whimsical Cafe, bingo, Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. I think we're going to try some other games too. Try some speed puzzling. I don't know if you've ever done speed puzzling, but speed puzzling is hitting the world by storm, where teams compete to see who can finish a puzzle first. So we'll have that going on. I'm probably going to try to take a nap. Main things to remember: be brave, reach out to people, let people know that you are struggling. Find a reminder to let you know how strong you are. Find something, do something, wear a necklace, wear a shirt. I have 4 different suicide awareness shirts that I wear that remind me that I use them. Oh, hell, you know what? I should mention that. Those suicide hotlines, those are legit. Those are really great. I use the 988 probably once a month. Wait, 988? Yeah, 988. I had to look down at my shirt because as I said it, I was like, wait, maybe it's 998. But no, it's 988. But those are great. A great service that I recommend anybody who can use it. It has helped me. At this point, I've used them enough to where I know what to expect from them. They kind of follow a script. But they follow a script and it's helpful. Like, you know that they're going to ask if you have a method of suicide to put it out of reach, hide it somewhere, give it to somebody else. And you know that they're going to try to distract you. That's what they do. They distract you with different conversations. And it's great. It's great to have somebody focus on the things that aren't the really sad, horrible stuff going on. Like the last time I talked to them, it was after I watched a movie with my kid. And I kept trying to talk about, hey, you know, I'm really sad about this and this and this. And they're like, oh my God, you have to watch a movie with your kid? Oh, what movie? Did you guys have snacks? Like, that's what they focused on. And it made such a difference. It was really something great. So I'll throw that in there too as a bit of advice, is try those lines. They have the text way and they have the call one. It's really easy. They'll do a little survey to find out how much you're struggling. Just so I think it's just to get you hooked up with the right type of person. Either way, it's definitely worth it. Try it. Just try it. Find a support system. Find just a few people. Put it out there. Be vocal about what you're struggling with. You're going to find so much love. But it's not going to make you less alone. Like, you still are going to be with just you. And you're still going to have to do things with just your brain. There's no way to make that change. That's going to be forever. So if you're struggling with spending time alone with yourself, then my recommendation is just remind yourself how strong you are. Remind yourself of those amazing moments that you've had in life. Find ways to remember all that awesome stuff that you've got going on, because you do. You've got some awesome stuff going on, and I don't want you to forget that either. That's it. Mental health. I'm sure we'll talk about it again later. But for now, I want to let y'all know that your boy Harold loves you, and I miss you. I know I ain't been posting like I used to. I know it ain't the way that it used to be. But that's just because I am a struggling baby boy, as we talked about right here in this podcast. But I still love to make you laugh. I still love it when you laugh with me. I still love sharing life with y'all. Just having a good time. And if you love me, let me know. If you don't love me, don't let me know. Please. Please. Okay.
I live again.